Hey, what's going on, friends? Welcome back to another episode of the Love Local Chicagoland Podcast. My name is Jason Stallard, and I think stories matter. I think good conversation matters, and that's just what we're going to do today. You see, my friends, I think that it's important for us as community members to understand what truth is. So my job here as a podcast host and as a content creator is to be able to connect you to people in our community who deal with things in their day-to-day lives that will help us shed light on what truth is. You see, the senior population that we have in our society is one of the largest populations that we have of seniors, and through that we've ever had. And what we're learning from that is that the funding and the programs that are there for seniors and healthcare opportunities for seniors just aren't there for everybody. You see, we think here at Love Local that it's important to be able to age gracefully, to age with dignity, and to be able to help go into that next place in peace. I think it's our job as a younger generation to help steward that. The world's changing. We have the information at our fingertips. Now it's just time we get to the truth about what things are, and we look to build wins and be able to go from there. So enough of me talking. We're going to talk about seniors today, and we're going to talk about living in dignity and being able to age gracefully. And I'm super excited to be able to introduce you to Jennifer Prell from Elderwerks. She's the founder. Thank you so much. Jennifer, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm very excited to be here.
Yeah, it only took me 3 times to be able to get through that intro, but there's just a lot to be able to say, you know.
I do know.
Yeah, there's always a lot going on in the world. Now it feels maybe a little bit more for some because a lot of things are changing and unfolding. But a lot of these things that we're talking about have been issues long before our current times. So I think the goal today is just to shed some light on what truth is when it comes to the senior population and how us as neighbors can help steward them and help be aware of really what's happening so that not only can we help steward them, but we could set ourselves up for success, right?
Yep.
So I'm going to start off with that. And like, you're founder of Elderwerks. You've been doing that for how long?
Oh, gosh. 17 years?
17 years. That's pretty crazy.
I think.
You've seen a lot over your tenure, correct?
Yes.
Lots of evolutions, a lot of changings, a lot of changes, lots of good things, lots of bad things.
Yes.
Do you agree?
Correct.
As we sit here today in August of 2025, what's in your heart?
Well, I just wish that people would find us before they make mistakes in their aging process, because everyone goes to school and they don't go to school for aging. You just age. Mm-hmm. And then you're like, oh, I'll plan for retirement. I'll invest my money. Well, then what? Mm-hmm. What happens then? What have you planned for? You've not planned for anything. And those who can't afford plan for retirement are in a worse place because they don't have the funds and means to make choice when they're older. Mm-hmm. And so our job at Elderwerks is to help facilitate resources with anybody aging, whether it's a older adult, the caregiver who needs some help, the senior themselves, or their families who just need some guidance. We're like guidance counselors. That's all we do. We guide families so that they make appropriate decisions and they can help their loved one in their house or help facilitate a move.
Yeah.
It's not hard for us because that's what we do. We're not accountants.
Well, you're a guide at the end of the day.
Yes.
to be able to help people navigate the world that they're in as they grow older. It's changing. It's evolving every day. So to have a guide is super important. You mentioned something about like planning ahead, which is super important in life in general. And I agree, you should be planning ahead. But in our prep conversation, you also talked about we need to plan ahead because there is not enough programs or there is not enough funding to be able to help us all. Can you go a little bit more into that?
Sure. So as you're aging, you have to get your legal docs in order, get your power of attorney in place. People are like, oh, I don't want to do that because then they're going to take over my life. That's not how it works. Power of attorney is implemented when you can't make a decision yourself. It's very important at the age of 18. It's put in place for your finance, your property, and your health so that someone can make a decision should you not be able to make it yourself. It can be a family member. It could be your best friend. It can be a third party. It's someone who's going to make the decision that you want, right? That's very important. Putting your house in a trust, as you know, that's important. Mm-hmm. If you have assets of any kind, you really need to protect that for your future needs and put it in a trust. I have family that I've been working with that mom and dad just basically flew around the world, ate wherever they wanted, spent hundreds of dollars on dinners, And now they're in the aging process, their 80s, and they have no money left. Now they're on Social Security, and their lifestyle is going to completely change. Well, they didn't plan for their future needs. They planned it for today, the here and now, which is fine because that's what they wanted at the time, but it's not going to help them when they age.
So what would you say to somebody like, I'm all about planning for future needs.
Yes.
What if you're living paycheck to paycheck like most Americans, right?
Yes.
What does that look like?
It means you still need resources and you need to plan for your personal needs. So if you want to stay home as long as you can, that's fine, but you have to figure out how you're going to do it affordably. There are social services that can help bring in someone as a caregiver for a few hours a week, help with some house cleaning, minor assistance, shopping, things like that. There's meal programs, there's transportation programs, but you need to find that out before you need it. So you're not in a clutch. You're like, oh my God, I need this now. Well, if you didn't research anything or plan for anything, you don't know what's available. So you need to know what's available, or you need Elderwerks number, honestly, because this is all we do. You don't have to be rich to live in Illinois or any other state. You do need to figure out how you're going to live where you want to live. So if you are income restricted, as we like to call people with limited income and means, you have to plan for a affordable apartment if you're going to move. And those wait lists are 3 years to 25. So this is not planning when you're, 60. This is planning in your 50s.
So what if I'm a kid now and my parents are in their 50s and 60s, and let's say I'm in my 30s and 40s, and I'm, want to make sure that they're on the right path? What advice would you have to the people my age to make sure they support their parents the best way they can, so that they're planning? And honestly, I think don't get caught with the bill at the end of the day, right? Yeah.
Well, have a conversation. Everything starts with a conversation. A lot of people put up walls, don't want to talk to their kids because they're the children, and that's a problem. So if you have a really good relationship with your parents and you can have an open conversation, just ask them, I need to know what you have in place and what you want should something happen or change with you. What do you want? Because it's not about the kids. It's not about anybody else but them. And they're going to say, I want to go out feet first, because everybody does. Well, that's nice. But how are you going to live in the house comfortably or your apartment comfortably and make sure you're safe and thriving? Because if you're not thriving and you're not social, you will die faster. You will be a miserable person. You'll be unhappy.
Isolation's real, right?
Isolation is a big killer.
Yeah, it definitely is. And I mean, we'll touch base on that here in a minute. You talked earlier, and we talked about the limited funding and programming. So
Yes.
also, Elderwerks is free, right, for the
Yes.
services?
Yep.
So I'm trying to understand is an operator of a business or businesses, like, how does that make sense and how is that sustainable?
It's very, very, very difficult. We try to apply for grants, but as you know, grants have been cut throughout the state.
Has this always been, or is this something that's recent?
Elderworks has always struggled.
Always
Because,
struggled.
seniors aren't sexy. Kids are sexy, pets, cancer. Those are the top three charitable, organizations, if you will. Elderworks helps older adults and seniors. So in terms of the grant world, we're not the fun one to donate to. So it's very hard for us to get
It hasn't
money.
been needed either because we usually die sooner.
Well,
Right?
not
So it's
anymore.
newer. Not anymore. We're
Not
living
anymore.
older.
We're living longer, and we need a plan for 100. 100's the new 80.
Yeah.
People used to die at 60. Well, guess what? You're not going to die at 60 typically. Well, some people will. They might not have good health. Take care of yourself. Be healthy. If you're healthy and you're taking care of yourself and you're eating well and you're social, you can stay home well and live like that for the rest of your life. But you have to know who you are.
For sure.
And your abilities.
How has your revenue changed recently with something like the big beautiful bill or something like that coming through? Is there anything that's been impacted that has impacted seniors?
All the grants in Illinois have been cut. So we
So what
applied-
was hard before
is
is
even
now
harder.
impossible?
It's
Or
pretty much
pretty much.
impossible. We applied for grants that we used to get. We're not getting them anymore. We get some private foundation grants. We have one county, McHenry County, thank you very much. They're one of the counties that actually supports our efforts because they realize what we do.
Awesome.
And we support all of the peripheral charities as well. All of the organizations that support older adults and seniors, we work together in tandem. And where they have a hole or a void, we fill. And we work together. And that is what people need to realize. We're not here to take another charity's business. That's the silliest thing on earth. We're here to help people thrive and be well and safe. That's what we do. So in terms of money, grants are hard to get. We're limited on donations. We do fundraising as we can. And we also get funded by senior communities in our network. But that's only 15% of the time.
So how do we fix this?
If we can get grants or donations, we can survive the bad few years we've been in and hopefully get out of the hole we're in. And we're very typical.
So
All the charities are
what's the
struggling.
hole? Is it
It's a financial burden.
Is a financial burden. So is
Yes.
it directed towards policy, or is it directed towards the people of our community to be able to give back and to do, or maybe even a blend of both?
Yeah, if we can get both, that'd be wonderful. If the community would support us a little bit, that would be, truthfully, one of the best things that could happen to us, because the charities, honestly, we don't get a lot of donations. We don't. People don't even think about Elderwerks. They're like, oh, they're free, and we help them, and then they're off, and they're done with us. And it is what it is. People struggle, but if you can't volunteer and you have money, make a donation to the charity you love the best. That's fine. Support your local charities. It's important, or you won't have those services.
Yeah, totally. And people will say, oh, it's not my problem. I planned for it. I did this. Just like, we all come from different journeys, or
Yes.
all through different stories, and we all aren't gifted with the knowledge and the expertise to know these things.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate, and I think we should change that. But unfortunately, that's not the reality right
It's
now.
not.
So, like, instead of being like, we could be hard on people, or maybe as a society we could lift a helping hand. And I think that's why I do what I do, with the goal of that. But we all kind of need to help, right? We all need to do a little part. However this changes or shifts and evolves as we
Right.
go. We know policy has shifted to be able to help decrease your revenue and made it harder to be able to operate. We know more seniors are becoming, there's more, I think by 2030, it's what the silver tsunami is
Oh, yeah.
what they talk
It's
about.
coming.
Like, that's here, and if we don't, I'm gonna go back to help steward this as a society right now. It's going to be really sad that we're going to leave a generation that is not going to die in dignity,
Right.
that is not going to die respectfully, is going to die in isolation,
Alone, and no one wants
not
to die
in
alone.
community.
Yeah.
How sad.
It's very sad. It makes me very upset.
So to say that it's not your problem, I would
It's
say that
everyone's
it's
problem.
all of our problems
Everybody's
now,
problem.
because the phone made the world
We're all
transparent.
going to get old. You got a choice.
Yeah.
You either die or you get old.
Now we
Well,
know-
guess what?
now we know.
Do you want to get old and live well, or do you just want to get old and die? I mean, come on. Everybody wants to live and thrive, I would
Yeah,
think,
that's it.
unless they're at home depressed. Well, then let's get you some help so you're not at home depressed.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is interesting. But if the
We're
United
better
States,
in community.
Yes, the United States needs to plan for future needs. We need more affordable housing. We need some more supportive living. We need a lot of more support. Our seniors don't want to live in a skilled nursing facility. That's where you go to die. That's where you go for rehab. Those are your two choices. You live there and die fast, because it's very depressing, or you go there and rehab and go home in 14, 21 days. Otherwise, supportive living is assisted living for seniors that accepts Medicaid. It's a beautiful thing. So if you just need a bathing assist, you live in your own apartment comfortably, and you have respect and dignity. But we don't have enough. We do not have enough. And there has been a moratorium on licenses for it, and they're not allowing you to build right now.
Yeah.
So it's a problem.
Why?
I don't know.
It's
I
crazy.
have no clue.
Yeah, I don't
It's
know either.
dumb.
Yeah. We need building in general. I mean,
Yes.
in general, we're behind on building. I think that's a big part of the supply and demand issue that we're having right now. I think that, plus deregulation, coming from a real estate hat on, deregulation of for investments and how investors are, especially with low interest rates, which have been a part of the last 5 years, very,
Yep.
very low, low before that, but a lot of investors in the market. So now you have investors in the market, and you have more people than you've ever had in the world. There's you leave this crunch of supply and demand where we don't have enough for the people that are just starting.
And we're landlocked, right? So repurpose buildings. You have a hotel or a mall. I know there's a lot of malls that are closed. Repurpose them into senior housing, affordable housing.
Yeah.
Affordable doesn't mean bad people. It means income restricted people that are good people. There's
Yes.
nothing wrong with it. And if it's for seniors, they don't make noise.
They don't make noise,
No.
and yeah, it's I said for new people are getting into the market, but it's also for people that need affordable care
Yes.
as they get older, because not everybody has millions of dollars.
No.
And
I wish they would, because that money means choice, right? We don't have a lot of choice right now in Illinois.
No. Yeah, so it's a part of the ride, and I kind of come at it like, well, what can we do, right? There's certain things we can control. There are certain things that we can't control. And that's just a part of life, and there's a lot of waves and all that craziness, and that could come with life as well. But focusing on what we can do, I think it's just and to do that with a goal of building win-wins is kind of how we need to do life. as we continue to go forward. If we talk about like support, what we talked about a little bit about giving back, but like what can we do now? Like if these things are changing, I'm sitting here today, I'm 44 years old. What should I be doing now? And look at, like, give me my,
At 44,
at
stay
44,
healthy.
stay healthy.
Don't smoke.
Yeah.
Eat right. Exercise. Take care of yourself and your family and your whole person. Whatever that means to you, your religion, your church, whatever it is, bring that home every day and take care of yourself, because things can change in a moment, right? And make sure you're putting money away. You do not need to spend every dime you have. If you do not have a lot of money, that's okay. Put $5 a week away if you can, or $1. Just start saving now, and then invest that little bit of money, and hopefully it grows so that you have it when you have a little nest egg when you're older. It doesn't have to be huge, but if you are living on Social Security and you need food or medication and you have no money, maybe that nest egg will help you. Or maybe you need a sweater. Because once you're on Social Security and you go into a skilled nursing facility or supportive living and you're on Medicaid, they leave you with $30 a month for incidentals. That is not enough to buy anything.
Yeah, no, not at all. Get you some toothpaste and a toothbrush, probably, and some deodorant, maybe.
You're not going to get a haircut for it.
No.
You have to save for your haircut? Come on. It's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. So, all right, 44-year-old man. All right, now let's say I'm in isolation and I'm older, and I haven't been out much, and I don't know what my next step is, but I'm sheltered because the world's crazy
and
it's
scared.
Changing more than it's ever been, and I'm scared.
Yeah.
What's your advice then?
My advice is to go out and see what is going on around you in terms of senior communities and socialization. If you don't want to move out of your house, that's fine. Find a place where there's natural congregation of older adults and seniors. McDonald's, honestly, I shouldn't be promoting them, but there is a lot of older adults that go there, and that's where they have their coffee clutches. They meet people there, and they have coffee every morning with them. It's a beautiful thing. Or Starbucks for people who have more money, or your local coffee house. I love the naturally built-out conversation pits. Like, wherever it is, it can be anywhere.
We need that.
Libraries, you're not allowed to talk, but you meet people in libraries. You talk to the older adult services person at the library and ask them if they have any educational things that they can go to. And you meet people in those things. You meet people in these classes. You can meet people through Elderwerks. We have a lot of programming. We have a lot of exercise classes, virtual. We're going to be doing a few in live, but we have to be careful because, we're not fitness experts. We bring them in because, we're older ourselves. We're not going to teach you things. We'll teach you how to get old like this, but
it's about connections. Staying in your lane.
We know people. We can bring people in to help with whatever it is. But if you are a non-social person and you've always been at home and you've never been social and you're fine, well then you're fine. But if you were social before and you're not social now, you know that you're sad and depressed. You know you're scared. You got to get out of your comfort zone and meet some people. Go to your local senior, I don't know, like the Frisbee Senior Center or any of the senior centers. There's lots to do there. They may not all be your people, but maybe you'll find your one person. All you need is one good friend in life. That's all you need.
That's it.
That's it.
Take a walk around your neighborhood.
Take a walk around your neighborhood.
Yeah, say hi to somebody, and maybe they say hi back, maybe they don't, but keep saying hi.
That's
Because I
right.
bet you people will say hi.
Go to the parks. Watch the kids.
Yeah.
Kids bring joy, even if they're not your kids. Don't
Great
be a
advice.
stalker, right?
Yeah.
You can watch from afar. Don't touch the kids.
And then I think those are great tips, and I think they could reach out to Elderwerks too and
Absolutely.
see what their options are.
Right. We have an online calendar which shows all of our events, and then the events we hear about, we post there as well. So we try to post a lot of different things for people to do.
Yeah, to be in community, right? I feel like that's something we're all feeling right now. I think COVID probably put that stress on us on what it did and how it shaped us. But at the end of the day, I think although we could be different as humans and have different views, there's one commonality: is we're all looking for community.
Yes.
And to belong and to be a part of something.
To be
right?
heard.
To be heard.
It's hard being heard, especially when there's so much noise.
Especially older people too. Like my dad always says, like he says a few things, but about this is like young people don't talk to us anymore. They used to come to old people. When I was young, I used to go to old people for the answers.
Right.
Because they knew. Now people just Google everything. So it just leaves us older people sitting by the wayside. Well, that's not cool either, but that is happening in our society. That's really, that is a part of it. But it goes back to dignity and stewarding it. And I think helping steward them. So like, to me, I put pressure on like the younger generation. Like younger generation, I think my generation, I look at a book my grandpa had that says like the greatest generation. It was I don't know if you heard it. It was Tom Brokaw, I think, wrote it. And it's still there. I think it's like a symbolic piece for me. But I look at our world now, and I'm not saying which side is right or wrong. I think this is a cycle that we're in that we need to get through with love, and to be by helping build wins by going out into our front yard and into our community.
People like to feel valued, right?
Yeah.
If you can just ask anybody that you ever meet that's older, and you see they're by themselves, ask them a question, any question.
Yeah.
They will love that. They love the and if they don't, no big deal. But just feeling seen and heard it's so important.
So important. I feel blessed to live in a 3-generation household, even though some days I don't. Just to be real.
That's a lot of chaos.
It's a lot of chaos. Yeah, I've learned peace because of it, and I lose at times. But I think it's important. Like, and I look at my kids. We're so attached to this phone. A lot of our society has changed, but we talk about like things that are really important to our society. And it's about helping stewarding the young, youthful generation into being able to be loving, caring, driven people that want to help other people in whatever way that they've been given, right? I think it's important for like our kids to hang out with old people, to get to know them, to see them from the different side of it, and to me, they do. Oh my gosh, they do. But I think that's important. But one thing I try to do with my kids is like veterans.
Oh,
You see a man there, and there's women too, but I'm talking about the hat that they wear. It's a Korean hat, it's a Vietnam War hat. You see, and it's like, yeah, there's definitely a level of pride there, but we should be showing some respect, because they have, we're just a broken world. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, those men and women that have served have given their lives, whether they were able to save their lives or not, signed up to give their lives away for the greater good of all of us.
Yep.
That shows some respect, and we need to be able to do that and to really put them on a pedestal more. And as seniors,
I love my vets.
Not being supported either in a lot of ways, and that's probably a whole other topic in a podcast conversation.
Yeah, but we're lucky. We're in Illinois. We have the Veterans Assistance Commission. It is not.
What is that?
They know everything, every benefit you could ever get as a veteran. They're not part of the government. They're not part of the VA. They're a separate entity entirely, and they work for you.
What is that called? I'm going to look into
the
that.
Veterans Assistance Commission. I know many service officers. They're wonderful humans. All they want is what's best for the veteran they're serving. And it's service over self. Every VAC is full of beautiful people.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I love them all.
I'm grateful to be a part of a local nonprofit called a Giving Group. It helps pets, vets, and kids, and we do events. We raise money, and we're building a community of a lot of good people in our community going after those things. But veterans is one of them. And to me, like, I always, we're going off topic, but I always wanted to be in military, but I couldn't because I had a heart defect.
Oh, no.
But I've always felt called to be able to serve them in some way.
You are serving, dear. You are. It's just a different way to serve.
And so what else can we do? Not just me, but other people, to whether it's veterans or whether it's something else, to be able to, like, I'm gonna come back with a helping hand thing. Whether it's a senior, whether it's a veteran and a senior, whether it's just a veteran.
Make sure they want the help. Veterans are very proud humans, and they don't like people to think that they're needy.
Of course.
So showing them respect and dignity and just listening. It's the listening part that's hard. A lot of people like to talk. They don't like to listen.
Without judging.
Without judging. Correct.
It's a way off topic now, but let's keep going, Jen. So I think this is good. So back to the Giving Group thing. It was there was a food drive that we had. It was last year. I sat there with a man at this food drive that we were supporting this veterans. It's Midwest. It's up in Gurney. Midwest
the Veterans Closet?
Veterans Closet, yeah. It was a collaboration with them, and I talked with a veteran there. Different political views than me, different religious views than me. And we had one of the best conversations that I've had since then, because neither of us were coming at this from a place of trying to change one another. We just listened to each other. We stayed at our point and we moved on.
Yeah.
And there was no carrying this heavy weight. There was no this anger, this frustration, or this, hey, it was two men that had a difference of opinion, but had a common decency within themselves to be respectful to one another.
Because you were talking with each other, not at each other.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
That is
right.
That's a piece of it, right? It goes back to like these phones, like that.
I hate the
It's
phones.
part of it. Like talk.
Phones are the devil.
Talk.
Sorry.
Talk and listen.
These mobile phones, the smartphones, they're great and all. I mean, we get a lot done, but they're also, they've divided the country. Like they have separated
Well, that's
people.
probably that they didn't divide the country. That was a
Well,
tool that was
It was a
divide a
tool
country that
utilized,
happens in
but
societies
these people
over
that
and
are
over.
growing from, being born to now with a phone in their hand and that's their life. There's no communication there. There's no love there. There's only want and need. Like you see someone on vacation, you're like, oh, I want to go on vacation. You see them have a new purse or a new car. Oh, I want that. I want this. All it does, it teaches you angst. It doesn't teach you how to earn it. It doesn't teach you how to be a good human. It doesn't teach you how to be communicative and engaging and supportive and kind.
It could steal your soul. It could make
Yeah.
you depressed. It's to me, I think this is an infancy stage. If we look
Yes.
at like the grand scope of what we're in, this is the infancy stage of media, social media, these phones, and how
Yeah.
we're connected. Usually in beginning stages, we see things happen that are chaotic, that are disruptions. Sometimes bad tries to manipulate and use it to their advantage. And then you see over history, societies grow, and to that thing that was once bad is turned into something good.
Right.
I think social media is an infancy stage. I think if you
It's
stay
not all
stuck in your
bad.
algorithm,
Yeah.
you're screwed.
Yeah.
But to me, it's the mixture, because it isn't all bad, but some of it is. And limiting it, I think, is important. But I think to me, it's way off topic. But I think
We're always off topic.
with the social media and how we're in this infancy stage, if we could take it to be like, okay, how do we operate best as humans? This isn't it.
Lift people up.
By lifting people up, but
Yes.
it's about coming in community,
Right.
and supporting one another and getting to know each
Yes.
other. Not always thinking the same, not all that stuff. But they're trying to put us in boxes. That's just not us. But let's come together in community. I think the secret sauce and how we could live vibrant lives as a total dreamer is the air and the ground.
Yeah.
When you connect people on the ground to be able to build relationships, and then you have an air game with social media that helps that community and whoever they serve uplift, educate,
Positivity.
learn positive things,
Yes.
reality in things, so that they could focus in on solutions to make things better, because not everything is bright and sunny all the time.
But we also
But it's
need
the
to
air and the
remember
ground.
every single person's different and everybody needs a different lift, right?
Yes.
To post the negativity that people post is not helpful.
Hmm.
To post, and then they're trying to get views and they do stupid things. Well, you're teaching kids bad things. Why
Or
can't you teach them good
misinformation.
things? Right. Why aren't we lifting up society and making our society a better place? That is what I would love. I know you can do it because you're a very positive human. I love that. So listen to this podcast, because you'll always get positivity. You're not going to get, BS. You're not going to get, oh, pie in the sky, everything's perfect. But you'll get honesty and truth and support. And that's what everybody needs. No one needs the fluff. We need real.
What is that?
situations.
Honesty. It should be a T-shirt. Honesty.
Is the best policy.
Yeah, honesty, best policy. But what do you say? Honesty, truth, and what?
I don't know.
All right, you said something there. It was good.
If I say it, it's gone.
Yeah, it was about you're describing the podcast, but yeah, no, I think that's really important, and I think at the end of the day, like, we're humans. This
Yes.
thing we call Earth is like, I think 4 billion years old. Maybe we get 80. You're saying we get 100 if we eat healthy and stay healthy and we plan accordingly.
Well, I'm hopeful. I'm
Yeah,
hopeful.
so there's a lot in between there. So this ride isn't long. So to come from a place of like, listening, asking questions, talking to people that are
Learning.
different than you,
Yep.
learning from Google can't teach you anything. And I bet you older people could teach you more than Google when it comes to how to be human.
And you're also bringing in a brightness to the conversation. You listening to someone, anybody really, it doesn't have to be an older person, it could be anyone. Like you listening to me, Jason, makes me so happy because I go home, my family's like, yeah, it's just you again. You have the same opinions all the time because they see me all the time.
Yeah.
They hear it all the time. They love me.
My house too.
Yeah, it's the same, but it's, as you know, chaos. Everyone's running around like chickens. It's nice to be heard, and that is what we're trying to say. Just listen.
Yeah.
Even if it's 2 minutes of your time, it's not that much time. Just listen.
Yeah. We went from senior talk and into like if we all just listen and ask questions, we probably could make the world a better place.
100.
We know seniors need help. We've learned that there's things that we need to do, but there's also things we need to be aware of to be able to help steward the next generation. Really quick, as we get ready to wrap up,
Yes.
talk to me about Elderwerks and how you're solving people's problems.
Well, we're trying to bring solutions to problems. We can't solve them,
Yeah.
right? So Elderwerks is a not-for-profit 501c3, and we help any older adult, senior, family member, caregiver with questions about aging or needs. So if you want to stay home and you can't figure out how to stay home well, we'll help you figure it out. We'll help you figure out what resources you need, what you need to do to your home, what you can do in terms of local resources to help you stay there, such as nutritional projects, transportation, things like that. Or if you're really not safe at home, you're not thriving, and you really want to be social and have fun in a building where you can always have friends around you, we can help you do that too, and it's based on the person. Always person-centered referrals for whatever it is you need. We know all of the resources for older adults and seniors in Illinois and actually most states. Unfortunately, we get calls from everywhere. We have to research it. We don't say no to anybody. So if you call us, you will get help. It may not be what you want because you're limited, or maybe it will be.
Maybe it's just the reality of what it is.
It is, and we can't fix what's happened. We can't fix what's broken. We can only help you with what you've got. So based on your whole person, your medical issues, your physical limitations, your personality, your budget, location requirements, we can help you with all of that. And then we have services in place to help support some socialization. We have some programs like Make a Senior Smile. We make cards and send cards to people who are isolated so they get a little bit of happy in their mailbox, right? We have fitness programs. We have Stitches for Seniors. We have lots of educational opportunities. We have book clubs. We have caregiver support groups. I don't even know. There's so much we do. And we try to add as we go along for the need. Whatever the need is, if there's nothing out there that's doing it, we'll add it to our repertoire so people get what they need.
Awesome.
So we're just like senior guidance counselors.
Yeah.
We help you navigate whatever it is you need to navigate.
Well, keep going. I
Thank you.
appreciate the small talk today. I think it's important we're all have the knowledge to understand, like, plan for sure, but some people didn't have that opportunity
Right.
or didn't make those decisions, and it's still important to be able to support and help them.
Meet them in the place they're at. That's what we do.
That's it. So keep going, my friend.
Thank you.
Somebody's looking to connect with you. Where can they do that?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Call us.
LinkedIn, call Elderwerks.
I'm all over the internet. I'm everywhere. But Elderwerks is 855-462-0100.
Cool. Well, appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for the good conversation. My friends, we kind of went a little bit all over the place, but I could promise you with us too, it kind of came from the heart, and there's no means to be able to come at it from any other ways. We want to be able to create a better tomorrow, and we think that we could do that collectively and collaboratively as neighbors, as local people in our communities, no matter where we live. So if you're looking for senior services, check out Elderwerks. You're going to have somebody be able to help guide you in the steps that you need, or at least tell you what's reality. And it might not always be easy to know, but at least then you know, and you're not going to continue spinning and dealing with that story in your head. That's no place to be. So anyway, thanks for enjoying the small talk today with us. This was heart-led. We care about our senior population, and we care about making it better tomorrow. Support local, love local. We're stronger together. If you need service, senior care service, check out Elderwerks. Thanks.